Hey you guys, what is up? It is I, the Concrete Catwalk. Those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I love all things thrift, vintage, new, nearly new, estate sailing, you name it. I love it. To my catwalkers, mwah, welcome back to a new video this Sunday. Those of you who are newly subscribed, thank you so much for coming along together on this journey. Before I jump into the title of this video, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you who have newly subscribed to my channel over the past few weeks. And to those of you who have been continual watchers of my channel, a big thank you to all of you, to each and every one of you, because I can't do this without you guys. Questions and engagement that I get from you guys, that is what makes me come back week after week. It may not be consistent at times, and I explain that to you guys a lot, that sometimes life is lifing, and I have to show up authentically and be able to express how I'm feeling based upon the fact that I want to be in front of the camera the right way. I'd rather show up when I have things to talk about, things to share with you guys, than to just be here and there's nothing concrete, if you will, to give to you guys. This is a dialogue back and forth, and I like that, and I want it to be based upon authentic things that I have to present, to talk about with you guys. You guys are like family, and I need that engagement with you guys, but I want it to be because it is something worth presenting to you guys, and I'm not just here just because. Without any further hold up, I want to talk about the title of this video. Oh, luxury, just stop. Let me say this first. This is going to be a little bit of a long video. If you need to get something to drink, a snack, something to eat, something to nibble on, pause me right now and go on and do that. There is a lot of ground that I want to cover with this topic. Now, let me preempt it. When I speak about this topic, I am not attacking anybody who is still in the throes of wanting to go the direction of high-end luxury. I dibble and dab still to this day, but there is a perspective that I have taken now, and that is why I want to have this discussion so that I can introduce this and get your take on if you're feeling this way, or are you feeling a little bit different. This is our book. Those of you who are new here, if we got serious things to cover, it is going in this book, and I'm going to be floating in back and forth on this mic, so it may sound wise go up and down. I'm going to try and keep it tight. I love reading about fashion. I love looking through magazines. I love the visual aspect of fashion, the perspective that people take, and the ability that they have to speak with the things that they put on their body, and they don't have anything to say verbally. You see where they're coming from. And I love all things related to fashion. And I think therein comes the segue. A couple years ago, when this whole thing with quiet luxury was coming on the radar and loud luxury was cycling out because people wanted labels to be a lot more discreet. You didn't want a bag that screamed, "Oh, I'm whatever I am." You wanted it to be, if you know, you know. That is the direction that fashion slowly but surely segued into. Well, I am a big fan of reading about fashion on Reddit, and people chime in with a lot of things. It's very interesting to go follow the fashion feeds on Reddit. If you like to get ideas about how people are thinking, Reddit is the place to go to do that. So I happened to be out there, and there was this whole big discussion, which led me to an article. And if I have that article, I'm going to post it here or here. But the article was basically saying that quiet luxury in fashion is cycling out because we are beginning to move into the era of loud luxury again. Okay, so you guys listen. I'm gonna pick this mic up because I have to get into it the way I want to get into it. And I'm gonna say it the way I feel it. I wish that luxury would just stop it. Stop. It is to me a whole lot of back and forth about exterior versus interior labels, but deeper than that, it is a tug of war with regards to what fashion is supposed to look like. And I'm beginning to wonder, is it even relevant, and does it even make a difference? And I'm saying this based on the thoughts that have crossed my mind due to all of the things, especially over the last 2 to 3 years, that we have seen transpire in luxury goods and fashions. Here come the notes. For one, we all know that with the demand for luxury goods skyrocketing, especially after you all know what took place in 2020. I don't even need to give it a name, but you know, when we all had to walk around, okay, covered up. The skyrocketing demand for luxury basically took off. Because people couldn't do a whole lot, they were spending a whole lot. So what did that mean for a lot of these fashion houses, these design houses, these connoisseurs of creating these luxurious bags? Demand drove up what? The availability, and then hence the prices started going up, and things started taking a direction where we saw some design houses do two, three, four increases, and it wasn't even a whole 18 months that cycled through. And you know who they are, and I'm not going to name names, I'm just speaking it, okay? The other side of the fence is because of that skyrocketing demand, and everybody wanted to get their hands on A or B or whatever design, house, bag, this, that, shoe, sneaker. You get the point. Exclusivity diminished. So what happened was you had exposure. So I'm not even going to call out how the exposure happens, but let's just say through social media, celebrities, the influencers. Once it started getting out there more and more, and these design houses realized that there was this whole big demand, I think what it did was put a lot of pressure on these design houses to produce and produce some more and produce some more. And so then what? It didn't feel so exclusive to some sets. And then came all of the debate about quality, got impacted. Oh, well, they're selling this bag for $5,800, but it actually cost $50 to make this piece. And it caused a firestorm. What happened at that point was people began to realize this, and then it became a whole big issue with, well, why is luxury struggling all of a sudden? And then what did you see? What happened in the stores? It suddenly became very boring, quote unquote, to some people because there was no je ne sais quoi, meaning you walked in and everything looked beige or gray or white or black or minimal. And it introduced this whole thing with, okay, let's calm it down. Let's make pieces look so far understated that you don't know if it's Prada. You don't know if it's this. You don't know if it's unless. If you know, you know. So the discreetness and the discernment with regards to luxury goods started to bend further in that direction. Moving on with that, things started happening with regards to the big surge in quiet luxury and people wanting to start to go to places like the Gap and J. Crew, where It was more simplistic and about the structure of whatever it is that you were putting on, to the point that I'm trying to get to. The way luxury has gone almost, if you will, in the boxing metaphor, to the ropes, on the ropes, where it's just being hammered and hammered and hammered. I think it has moved people, a lot of people, and I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm speaking for those who are in a similar mindset, because I can say for me, I am there. I'm beginning to feel when I walk through these types of places that offer those types of things, very underwhelmed. And it's not because it's quiet, it's not because it's boring, it's not because it's loud or it's calling out, this is what I am and the name is across. No, it's beginning to become underwhelming. Fashion and luxury houses and brands, and I'm only speaking for me, the way that I knew them to be, were when you got a magazine like Vogue or Harper's Bazaar or whatever else is out there, Marie Claire at the time, or W or British Vogue, you had a chance to do what? You had a chance to look through those pages and dream and aspire, and it was so far out of reach that you aspire to want to work hard to be able to pull that $5,000 gown or that $10,000 gown. And now I'm including pre-love market in this. Everything is so much more accessible, and something can come down the runway and start out at $15,000, and you'll end up going to find it on Vestiaire or one of these other pre-love sites for a fraction of a fraction of the fraction of the price. And I'll give you a good example. A couple of videos ago, I showed you guys the Shearling Bottega Intrecciato bag that I picked up off of the Real Real. That bag is the perfect example. A few years back, when I went actively looking for that bag in Bottega, that bag retailed for $5,800. So let's factor it in taxes and all. That would have been a $6,000 plus bag, real time buying it at the register, cha-ching. Fast forward, and this was a 2020 introduction. So fast forward 4 years, I'm able to purchase the bag pre-loved for, albeit, $840. Boom, we secure the bag. But the thing that dawned on me about luxury and the current state of affairs with it, there is so much that is pushing against what luxury exactly is these days, because my interpretation of luxury has definitely changed. Now, when I go after pieces, I'm not looking at it as, oh, it's this, it's that. No, I'm looking at it as something that I can just pick up and it's a part of my collection and end the discussion. There's no more excitement with it. There's no more, ooh, I can't wait until. Yeah, it was a piece that I really wanted to add into my collection. Absolutely. Very much so. Just like some other things that I've picked up pre loved. But the desire to want to run out here now and spend on the luxury so-called things, it's not a desire. I could take it or leave it. I walk through places and it's like, oh yeah, that's nice, it's this, it's that. But the challenge, I think, that is pushing so hard against luxury these days is you have a lot of younger people who are bucking the whole idea of what luxury is. The consistent buying of things for some of them has become exhausting. So now the opposite end of luxury, the cycle is underconsumption. You've got younger people who are realizing I don't need to run out here and spend $8,000 for a Chanel or $50,000 for you know what, the big H. They're realizing they can do some other things. Walmart, Birkin, anybody? But I digress. I think what a lot of people are beginning to realize is there is no individuality with luxury real time today. I'm beginning to see that too. Individuality from the standpoint of you've got houses that copy other houses, nothing where there's just a straight up vision coming out of a particular house. If I'm missing something, you all let me know because I haven't felt excited about going into these places. To be quite frank, you guys, you know how I roll. Most of the time, when I'm hitting stores that are in the higher shopping bracket, I'm strictly running to the sales rack because I'm looking at it from the standpoint of not just affordability, but make it make sense. I think right now, whether it's quiet luxury or whatever's coming on the horizon with quote unquote the arrival or reintroduction of loud luxury, it doesn't make sense considering, and this is all due respect, and it's gonna get a little bit heavy for a second because I think this needs to be said. Considering the financial climate we are in at the moment, and on the opposite side of the fence, how some of these high end luxury dealers have hit with excessive price increases, I think it's tone deaf, considering that some people, it is a new definition of a luxury, meaning it's not about the material goods anymore. It's not about the intangible things anymore. It's about having a peaceful, comfortable existence, home, ability to put food on the table. People's mindsets are very different now. It's not about what you can buy. It's about with the things that I currently have, with the things that we currently have, recognizing that, yeah, I've reached a plateau where right now enough is enough. The perspective with regards to luxury and how I see it for myself is the luxury is being able to maintain month after month with my responsibilities and things that I chose to have in my life and be able to keep this all going. That's the reality of it. That's the luxury. And I think when you have these pieces of material or leather goods or bags or whatever that are put out there in mass and they are more than what somebody makes in a month. I am not talking about just those workers who are in those horrendous conditions who are putting these items together. That is horrible in and of itself. But I'm also talking on the other end with people who are aspiring consumers, and it just keeps getting pushed out of reach and pushed out of reach because of the excessiveness on the side of the luxury houses saying, oh, it's because of the craftsmanship and this, and you're selling us a story that doesn't make sense. When real time, there are people out here who are month after month concerned about, is this going to cover this? Am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be able to do that? And that scaling back is real. It is very, very real. And I think it hit home when I really started paying attention to the climates going into these places, and the climate was different. My feelings of not only just feeling priced out, but asking myself the question is, am I in the same space that I used to be in? I.e., do I belong here? I'm not questioning abilities. That's not what is about. It's walking in and feeling like these houses have gone the route of pushing the agenda on buying, 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 irregardless of the price. And I think those of us who are the consumers have recognized that this is not what it's supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be, in my eyes, luxury is not supposed to be a constant, consistent access. Luxury is supposed to be something that you aspire to be able to do, something that you put in the work, you put in the effort, and at the end you decide this is something that I would like to have. Luxury used to be that back in the day. It is not that way at all today. It is so accessible. It used to be unheard of to be able to go someplace other than Chanel or other than Saks or Neiman Marcus and buy a Chanel bag, because those used to be the only places that sold it. Now, everything is, you can get it. You can lay in your bed at 3 in the morning and buy a Chanel bag, period. You can lay in your bed at 9 o'clock in the morning or whatever o'clock it is and buy something luxury and get it to you either that day, in 2 days, in 7 days. And you know what? I never thought that I would be at a point where my perspectives about luxury, not so much about fashion, because I appreciate fashion, but this whole definition of luxury and how I view it is different. I don't care if my whatever designer bags get scratched or drawn all over. I don't care, because that's not the focus. Those things are not going to be able to do anything for me other than be what they are, something to put my shit in. That's pretty much it. I'm learning and I continue to develop and evolve and think about where I sit in this. I want the luxury of being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it, because I want to do it, and not because I am a slave to thinking about following, chasing, getting this, getting that. It's not about a pursuit anymore. That is a treadmill or a circle cycle I've chosen to step off of. And the decisions now are much more indicative of what it is that I feel is the most important thing to focus on. And I think that's why I've had such a shift in my relationship with luxury and what it is. And it's all perception. And that's the part that, if you're not careful, you can get really absorbed and lost. And I feel that with luxury, it is a word that can be at times very misleading if you're not careful. Luxury is investing in yourself. Luxury is being able to do those things with family and friends and loved ones, time well spent, money well spent. It's not about money well spent on some bag that in 5 years nobody is going to care that it cost you $10,000 to get. Let me know your thoughts about, oh, luxury just stopped. Have you stopped? Has your perspective changed about what you define as luxury? Let me know in the comments below. Ask me any questions that you may have related to my perspective. Let me know your thoughts about luxury and this whole tug of war. And do you just want it to just stop? The tug of war, to me, is over. And let me know if there's any other things you want me to explore with regards to the topic of luxury. So, you guys, I will be doing an announcement about the giveaway in the next upcoming video. Do not want to miss out. What I am trying to do is wait until we get a little bit closer to the holidays, because I think you guys are going to really like the giveaway items I will be launching a giveaway for. If you have not already, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I periodically do giveaways on my channel, so if you do not want to miss out on anything that could potentially run across my mind that I would like to do as a giveaway to you guys, then please subscribe to my channel. Tap that bell so that you can receive notifications each time that I post a new video. I try to be consistent and post videos every Sunday, but sometimes life be lifing, and you guys, sometimes I just can't. Head on over to Poshmark. You can check out my closet. I am Concrete Catwalk on Poshmark. If you see anything there that you are interested in, feel free to DM me there, or you can head on over to Instagram. I am the Catwalks Concrete on IG. Feel free to DM me there if there is anything you see in my Poshmark closet that you like. Thank you so much for stopping by this week. Be safe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.
Ladies and gentlemen. Goes with that white bounce,